Hey there guys, it's Glenn here from the Beardyman Craft Beer channel. Thanks very much for joining me on another homebrew episode. Now, for those who are as curious as I am when it comes to AI, I've come across quite a few videos where I see homebrewers using the likes of artificial intelligence to generate a recipe for a craft beer. Is this a good idea? Is this a great idea? Is it a tremendous idea? Or is it just a bad idea? So, I put ChatGPT to the test. Here's what I asked. But unfortunately, my first answer from ChatGPT was this. So then I thought, okay, maybe I'm phrasing it incorrectly. So I tried a few different alternatives of asking a similar question. Every single time it kind of came back with a very rounded answer. Now, as most homebrewers would know, especially those who create their own recipes, this is not a recipe. This is wrong. Sorry, ChatGPT. Sorry, AI. Just not today. But wait up, whoa. Your video was called Creating a Beer with AI. Yes, I've tried, but I've all these ingredients here ready to go. I've my yeast in the fridge and I've my hops and everything else set up, hoping that AI would give me a fantastic recipe, something along the lines of this, which I created myself, by the way. So now that I've started the video and I've all the ingredients ready to go, hoping that ChatGPT would help me out on this one. It didn't. But without further ado, let's brew. Well, it's a good job I didn't ask ChatGPT to calculate my minerals. So I am adding a Camden tab, calcium chloride, Epsom salt and gypsum to this one. One thing I like to do with minerals is I would measure out the minerals. I would add some hot water to a jug, add the minerals then to the hot water, mix those around before I add it then to my mash water. It's just a good way of making sure everything is dissolved before it goes into the mash water. Then I take some phosphoric acid. This is going to help me lower my pH down to about 5.5. And so now we move on to my favourite part, the mash. So this is going to be a 40 litre batch, as I mentioned to ChatGPT earlier on, split into two different fermenters with two different yeasts. Okay, I was a bit harsh with the old ChatGPT earlier on. Look, it doesn't work for me, it may work for others, that's fine. The numbers were just too rounded, but in fairness, what follows that are very precise instructions, only if those rounded measurements were more precise for a homebrew recipe. I would have gone with it. And as you can imagine, there's a lot of wheat which goes into these juicy, hazy IPAs. Love the wheat. Now I could spend anywhere up to 10 to 15 minutes doughing in. I take my time, making sure that there are none of those dough balls before I hook up and get ready for my 1 hour mash. So I should leave the mash do its thing. One thing I really like about the grain fodder and the app itself is there's a reminder to heat up your sparge water. For people like myself, that's quite important. Reminders are very good. Now, confession, I do mix the mash now and again throughout that 1 hour process to make sure that it's loose and it doesn't get a stuck sparge. Okay, Bowsies, I better grab my yeast from the fridge and let it heat up to room temperature. The first one I will be using is Lallemand Kveik Ale Yeast, and I'll be fermenting that at about 35 degrees Celsius on my grain fodder conical fermenter. And then the next one will be the English style ale yeast, and I'll ferment that at about 20 degrees Celsius in a separate fermenter. 20 litres each. And here is my sparge water starting to heat up. Our mash is now complete, and it is time to take out the grain basket and begin the sparge. Now, I have something new that I need to show you with regards to the sparging today. And watch this. Okay, so this is, I think it's called the inlet pipe. It's from my grain fodder conical fermenter, and I've attached that to a silicone tube. And over to my right here, I have my sparge water. And if I, one moment now, I turn it on, there we go. And I basically use this running constantly to sparge. And what I do is I don't use the sparge tracker, I just go straight to 40 litres on the sight glass. Handy, yeah? And now we transition to the boil. Now, I discovered with regards to the boil that there is a temperature control. So there's a part within the software that allows you to adjust the boil temperature or the temperature overall. I increased that, and I recommend to any G40 users, if they're unsure of what they're doing there, like me, don't do it, because I nearly blew up my house. It basically overheated the socket and the plug board, and that almost caught fire. So I'm adding 1.5 kg of dextrose here because I want to basically bring my ABV up to about 8%. Now it's time to take a post-boil gravity reading. And here we are. PB, look at that. Is that post-boil or pre-boil? Then it's in with my aroma hops and a quick whirlpool. Get my conical fermenter all set up and sanitized and ready to go. Two quick tips. Look what I've done here with the thermometer. Hands-free temperature reading, guys. That's the first one. The second one is the hop net. I use a hop net in each fermenter when I transfer. Okay, and now time to hydrate my yeast. So I basically start off with boiling water, 100 milliliters, and I let that cool to 35 degrees Celsius for the Kveik yeast. So remember, boiling water, cool down to 35 degrees Celsius, 35 degrees Celsius for the Kveik yeast. I add that to the top of the water. In that, I'm just letting it just sit on the top of the water without mixing or stirring. Just leave that now for about 10 minutes. And some people ask me, you know, do you need to hydrate your yeast? Do we need to drink water? Yes. And I'll do the same then for the English ale yeast. Again, it's going in at 35 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes to sit on the top. And again, this is just going to activate the yeast. and get it ready for fermentation. And within the fermentation, I use yeast nutrients as well, very important. After 10 minutes, then we basically stir that up into a, I hate this word, slurry. A soft stir for the slurry. Sorry. And then I'm just going to leave that then for another 5 minutes. Sometimes it can be tricky to get off the friggin' spoon. Oh man. And so after another 5 minutes has passed, I give it another stir up me slurry, try and get it off the spoon. Question, how much would you drink that for? Okay. Then it's just a case of adding the yeast to the fermenter. And that concludes the Brewday. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32. And so there you have it, guys. Another Brewday from the Beardyman, with special thanks to my trusted partner, ChatGPT. Not today though. Guys, thanks very much for watching. And remember, if you like the channel and you like what you see here, please do hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And also, hit the thumbs up and the notification bell. And until next time, slán.